Hello, iBond fans. To be clear, I'm not getting out of iBonds. I'm actually buying more. But this video is for those of you who are getting out of iBonds or are planning to get out of iBonds now that we know the May 1st variable rate is projected to drop to 3.38%. So, when should you redeem your iBonds and how do you redeem your iBonds? Step by step, as always. So let's walk through how much you'll earn on your iBonds depending on when you bought them and when you'll redeem them. Here's what the numbers look like if you purchased your iBonds at the annualized rate of 7.12% between November 2021 and the end of April 2022. This row shows the annualized iBond rate for the first 6-month holding period, the second 6-month holding period, and the third 6-month holding period. This row shows the annualized iBond rate divided by 2 for each 6-month holding period. Let's assume an initial iBond investment of $1,000 in this case. And here's the interest earned in the first 6-month holding period and the ending balance at the end of this period. This ending balance is the beginning balance for the second 6-month holding period because iBond interest is compounded every 6 months. And here's what your numbers look like in the second 6-month holding period. And here's what they look like in the third 6-month holding period. But this is not the balance you'd get if you redeemed your original 7.12% iBonds immediately after month 18, when your annualized iBond rate is projected to drop down to 3.38%, because you'd still have to pay this early withdrawal penalty of the last 3 months' interest, because you've held your iBonds for less than 5 years. This ending balance with penalty, that's the amount that Treasury Direct would transfer to your account upon redemption after month 18, bringing you to an annualized iBond return upon withdrawal of 6.75%. To get to this ending balance that you see here, you'd have to hold your original 7.12% iBonds for another 3 months. Now, if you bought your iBonds at the annualized rate of 9.62% between May 2022 and the end of October 2022, here's what your numbers would look like. Here's the ending balance, principal plus interest earned, after month 12 of holding your original 9.62% iBonds. And if you redeem immediately after month 12, here's the early withdrawal penalty of the last 3 months' interest, leaving you with this ending balance with penalty, the actual amount that Treasury Direct would transfer to your designated account upon redemption after month 12, bringing you to an annualized iBond return upon withdrawal of 6.51%. As in the previous example, to get to this ending balance you see here, you'd have to hold your original 9.62% iBonds for another 3 months. And personally, if I were a short-term investor thinking about when to redeem my iBonds in order to earn a higher yield elsewhere at the time of this taping, I would hold the extra 3 months. I'd redeem any iBonds originally purchased at 7.12% after month 21, and any iBonds originally purchased at 9.62% after month 15. Because for those additional 3 months, I'd still be getting the annualized iBond rate of 6.48%. And at the current time, I'm not aware of anything that, all things being equal, is as safe and stable as an iBond that's paying an annualized rate better than 6.48%. That said, everyone's financial journey is different, and it will depend on your personal preferences and circumstances. And remember, if you're going to redeem your iBonds, it doesn't matter if you redeem on day 1 or day 30 of the month. You won't earn any interest at all in the month of redemption in any case. So, if you're looking to maximize yield, redeeming earlier in the month would probably make more sense than redeeming later in the month. With that in mind, let's move on to how to redeem your iBonds on Treasury Direct, step by step, as customary. So, the very first step is to log into your Treasury Direct account. Here's my account summary page. From here, I'll click on Manage Direct. And on the screen that appears next, I'll select Redeem Securities. And from this redemption screen that pops up, I'll select Series I Savings Bonds and then click Submit. The next screen will list all the I-bonds that I own. I only have one in this account, so I'll select it and click Submit. And here's the next screen that pops up. Note that I can redeem all or part of my I-bond. The minimum amount that I can redeem is $25, and that if I redeem a partial amount of my I-bond, the remaining redemption value may not be less than $25. Down here is where I can choose to redeem the full amount or a partial amount. I'll select Redeem Partial Amount and enter the minimum redemption value of $25 here. Then I'll select the payment destination, the bank account that I want my I-bond redemption money to be deposited into. According to Treasury Direct, I should receive my money within 2 business days. Now I'll hit Review. And this redemption review screen will appear. I'll make sure everything here is correct. Then I'll scroll down and make sure everything here is also correct. And specifically, my requested redemption amount, how much of that is attributable to principal and how much to interest. This row here shows how much of my interest is taxable, as well as any federal tax that's been withheld. I haven't asked Treasury Direct to withhold any federal income tax, so I'll need to make sure I have enough stashed away at year end to pay for the federal income tax required on this whopping $42 taxable interest amount. Now I'll double check the rest of the information here. All good, so I'll click Submit. And here's my redemption confirmation that I'm going to print out and keep for my records. I can scroll down on the screen if I want to see the principal amount that's still remaining on this I-bond after this redemption. I also received this email from Treasury Direct telling me that a redemption was scheduled for my I-bond. And in the end, this note here that said my bank account should be credited within 2 business days, well, it was credited in 2 business days in this case. Now, it actually pains me a little bit to have to redeem that I-bond, even if it was just $25 worth, because as many of the I-bond fans on this channel know, and as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we're actually in buying more I-bonds mode this month and year. However, given that quite a few super savers have asked for this video, I decided to part with these $25 of I-bonds anyway and went ahead with this tutorial. Check out this video here if you want to learn more about why we're buying another $20,000 of I-bonds in 2023. All right, I-bonder, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. As always, if you did, don't forget to share with those you care about. And of course, hit that thumbs up and see you again very soon with another brand new wealth building video.